So for the last, so look, if you can see those, there's a powerlifting squat, really good on the right. I've never seen one of my athletes in that position on the field, ever. Ever. Never, ever. I've been waiting for 20 years. That's how I squat. The foot's exaggerated. Okay? The foot's exaggerated. Why? Because I want to make sure I squat with the heels off the ground. I had a coach fly from another country, Ireland. He didn't believe me. He walked in, and all my athletes, we do step-ups, we do lunges. Everything is with your heel off the ground. Why? You play sports with your heel off the ground. The only animal, I used to say, the only animal in the world that runs with their heel is an elephant. But that's actually incorrect, because an elephant person got a hold of me after they heard me say that and said, elephants run, their fat pads touching the ground, but not the bone. So they actually run on their toes too. All right? So I've always been wrong. Ask my wife. Like, there's always times where I'm wrong. And which one looks more athletic? Obviously. This one over here, if I went up and hit that guy in the head just like this, what would happen? He'd probably fall over. Right? This one over here is what happens in acceleration. This is what happens in all my sporting movements. This is the right pattern. They squeeze their toe in the ground violently, and they extend. So yeah, I'm just telling you. And then you squat like this with your eyes closed. I check your balance. I check force plates. I check muscle testing. I check the feedback. Guess what? This one's good. The other one, not so good. It's not so good. That's just your body giving you feedback. I switched. So, and then people say, well, what do you do? Do you not like heavy squats? Love them. But this is why I use the safety bar split squat. And look, I coach that knee to go over the toe. I actually want that to go over the toe as far as I can when we squat. When I say squats, I mean single leg squats. I mean lunges. When I do a step up, can I borrow that chair? So when you watch me do a step up, like here's a normal step up. Ready? A bodybuilding step up. I'm holding weight. I'll pull myself forward. What did I just do? I just fired my hamstring to pull my hips forward. Here's how my athletes do it. Heel off the ground. We'll drive straight into the ground. That's the pattern we use. Squeeze the toe, drive straight into the ground. Bodybuilding, same thing with lunges. I won't muscle test, but if you do lunges like this and then you pull yourself forward, you're using your hamstring to pull yourself forward. What we'll do is we'll go in, load up the foot here, heels off the ground, and I drive straight up. Squeeze your toe, drive straight up. And then you can do 10 of those with your eyes closed. Check your balance on force plates. The way I suggest, your balance is in the 90 percentile. The other way, your balance is in the 70, 60 percentile every time. Or you can muscle test them, however you want to do it. I'm just telling you. And then we load the knee in front of the toe. And people say, oh, what about your knee pain? I don't have knee pain. Okay? This is the right problem. If you have that hamstring problem, so you can just do an experiment. Find somebody in your gym that's got knee pain when they squat. Have them squat. If you just maybe put a band on their knee and pull forward when they squat, the tension, the new tension and the new pattern may take the knee pain away, right? But if they have the right pattern, in my opinion, most of the time, you won't have that knee pain. Not always. It's not always the case. There's no absolutes. But my point is, so do I like heavy weights? Yeah, because my athletes, I'll have a 180-pound hockey player do 600-pound single-leg safety bar squat. It'll cause a huge hormone release. I've seen the blood work. I've seen various tests. It causes a large amounts. What was it? I didn't even know it would. Players come in and Coach, I don't know what we're doing, but man, when I wake up in the morning, yep, I got that. Yep, I got that male. I'm all male. Like, I don't know what you're doing, right? Because of the heavy load. Well, marathoners train. Why don't they get big and bulky? They just don't have the hormone response that short sprinters do, right? It's that simple. We got to train for hormones. Using 120% load with triphasic, heavy eccentrics causes large amounts of stress, and you get greater adaptations. So how I coach it, all my jumps, my athletes will jump straight up and down off their heels when you do plyometrics, okay? The bilateral stuff, I'll be honest with you, when I say bilateral squats, gets a negative feedback. So I've shifted everything I can to this, staggered stance, okay? Staggered stance. So now, if you still got to do bilateral, I pull somebody off the back squat, their balance is bad. I pull somebody, I have them back squat, or I have them do hurdle hops, same thing. The feedback is not as positive. So then what do I do to reset the nervous system? I did it with Jeremy, right? I just have them march. So my athletes will go through a hurdle hop, they land, they do a double leg exercise. When they get out, they need to get 4 marches in. They'll just march out of the exercise, 4 reps, and it resets the nervous system and their balance is back to normal. The feedback loop's good. But every jump that I try to do, everything we do, whether it's like the accelerated bands, we're doing split squats. We can alternate them or you don't have to. It's just a better feedback loop.